Welcome to the Greg Coach Show today. We are in the last days, folks. As you can see, what's going on in the world today. They're not talking about a lot of stuff, but I just want to share this with our YouTubers today. Um, that it's real bad out here. It's getting bad in the world, and Jesus is soon to come. So I thought I would just bring this to our YouTubers and just expound on it a little bit to let you know what's going around the world with the escalation of nuclear war around the world, and that we are definitely living in biblical times, and we want to get our hearts and minds ready for Jesus Christ. So let's take a look at this little video here, and hopefully you guys will like it. It's just some of the news that's we hearing around the world, what's basically taking place. So without further ado, let's get into it at the Greg's Review Show. Let's talk about this stuff. Let's get into it. So let's look at the video real quick and see what they're talking about, and I'll be back with a comment.
Meanwhile, the IDF says its soldiers, along with the Shin Bet and the security guard, arrested 31 wanted persons throughout Judea and Samaria, West Bank. Many of those arrested were associated with Hamas. Coming down heavily on Netanyahu and pledging his support to Lebanon, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said that the Israeli Prime Minister planned to spread the Gaza war to the region, warning that it would lead to a catastrophe.
I'm saying this clearly. Netanyahu's plan to spread the war to the region with the consent of the West will lead to a catastrophe. The Islamic world and brotherly countries in the Middle East need to react to this bloody plan before the West.
As the war in West Asia spills over, Iran has expressed its reservations over Iraqi militias planning to support Hezbollah in the event of a full-scale war. According to sources, Iran wanted to supply Hezbollah with arms and redeploy Iraqi militias in Syria without attracting Israeli airstrikes. However, they are yet to go ahead with the plan. As Russia and Ukraine continue to trade both threats and attacks, the United States is in the picture yet again of its supply of weapons to Kyiv, after Moscow blamed Washington for Ukraine's recent attack on Crimea and vowed revenge. The defense chiefs of the two nations engaged in a rare conversation. The two sides gave widely divergent accounts of the phone call between U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Russia's Defense Minister Andrei Belousov. The Pentagon says Austin initiated the conversation and that he believes that keeping lines of communication open is important. Russia's Defense Ministry, however, says that Belousov has warned Austin of the dangers of continued arms supply to Ukraine, and this is not the first warning of its kind. The Kremlin warned the U.S. of consequences after Ukraine struck Crimea's Sevastopol during the weekend using a U.S.-made Atacms missile. These threats circled back to Western weapons shipments to Ukraine that have become an increasingly sour point for Moscow. But as Belousov engaged in talks, the previous post holder, former Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, was issued a warrant of arrest by the ICC, and Shoigu was not alone. Russia's most senior military officer, General Valery Gerasimov, was also hit with an arrest warrant over strikes against civilian targets. The Kremlin has said that it considers the warrants to be absurd, adding that Russia does not recognize the court's jurisdiction. But even as the International Criminal Court delivered a stinging condemnation of Russia's invasion, Russia launched 42 glide bombs on the northeastern Kharkiv region over a 24-hour period, and this is according to local authorities. On the other end, multiple air attacks by Ukraine were reported on the southern Russian region of Belgorod. The government.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the last days. Jesus Christ is soon to come. And I thought I'll share this with our YouTubers through the Greg's Review Show of what's basically going on today. If you look at Matthew chapter 24, the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars and what's basically going on. And so we're in the last days, so we're just looking at what's getting ready to happen, what's jumping off right now, and that the world is going into a frenzy. And we need to pray for our nations and our leaders of what's going on and what's happening throughout the world with the escalation of nuclear war with Russia and North Korea and Iran and all these other axis of evils. So I'll share that. I thought I'll share that with our YouTubers. Please help support us through the YouTube channel through GREC $mantrap. Help support us through our YouTube channel, through our Cash App. We really appreciate all the information is listed below. And without further ado, I thank you guys for just stopping in and just looking at the video, seeing what's happening around the world and what we're going through and what's going to happen according to the Bible. The rapture is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, Jesus says, occupy until I come. So let's keep sharing the good news out. Let's getting people saved as much as we can, sharing that good news out, letting our friends and family know that this is it. We got to make up our minds. And now we see with the escalation of nuclear war is just on the horizon. So I'll see you next week, folks. Thanks a lot for coming to the Greg's Review Show again. And I'll talk to you next week. And God say the same thing. See you next week. God bless you and talk to you soon.